Hi, my name's Jack Hodgins, talking about the Phantom, and do you have problems with the app not working with it? Okay, so if you are, these are common questions that are again coming up with this. Loss of video, loss of data, or the app's not connected to the Phantom. Okay, so first of all, if you know somebody's got a Phantom as well, same as you, okay, preferably the same version, okay, see if they allow you to bind your remote control and extender to their Phantom, okay, and see if it works. If it works, then we know it's not the radio, we know it's not the Wi-Fi extender that's causing the problem, okay? So then the next thing you can try, and what I would do, rather than strip the thing down and look inside and start whirring around inside, is what the next thing I would do, without taking anything apart, is take your gimbal and camera off your Phantom, take one off your mate's and put it to one side, and put yours on here. So make sure they are the same versions, okay? So if it's version 2, make sure that one's a version 2. If it's a version 3, make sure it's a version 3, okay? So try your gimbal on his and connect up to it. If it all works fine, then we know it's not the remote controller, and we know it's not the gimbal on the Phantom. We know it's something else in the Phantom itself, which I'll explain in a sec, okay? If you find it still don't work on his one, then we know it is the gimbal that's actually at fault. So that will need to be replaced. So that will need to be put back onto your Phantom, sent off to DJI and say, we've got a faulty gimbal because it's not working, okay? But if it's not that, and the camera's working fine, then it could be another thing inside the Phantom that's caused a problem, which I'm going to actually show you. So I'm going to take this off to get inside, and I can show you what else you need to look at. It could be, obviously, could be causing the problem, right? So it's like 3 things. Well, this was 4 things, isn't there? So there's check the remote, check the Wi-Fi, send on your friends first. If that's all okay, we know it's outrolled. Take your gimbal off, put that on your friends, check that. If it works, then we know it's something inside this. If it doesn't work, then we know it's the camera, okay? So it's the things you have to rule out, and this is something that I would do on diagnosing problems, okay, on this side here. So the next one you should also look at, if everything's all okay and it's still not working on yours, then it could be this inside, which I'm going to show you now. So let's speed this up while I undo it all, and then we'll have a look inside now. Always remember to take the battery out before you open up the Phantom. So make sure it's always removed and taken out first, okay? You don't want any nasty shocks and stuff. So that's now all the screws off. Now we'll have a look inside. So we'll pan you down. So you're gonna have a look now. So carefully, I think it's the back here. Let me have a quick nose. The back, yeah, at the back here, okay, on the right side, just on the corner of it here, is where the GPS cable is. So when you lift up very carefully, it should just pop off gently, okay? That's the cable underneath there. It should just pop off gently, okay, from there. If not, just give it a slight little lift up with your screwdriver or something like that, and it'll pop it off basically. So that's the inside of the top lid. So put that to one side. And just a quick note, when you're taking this, if you're taking the gimbal off to try it on your friends first, make sure you got these spare plastic clips, because they're quite hard to take off without breaking. So if you end up take them off and breaking them, you need to replace them back on your friend's one, so they're not actually busted. It's very difficult to get to the cable here and pull it out and just plug the one in. So make sure you got spares of those to replace for yours as well as his anyway. So just a note on that, okay? So we're inside here. Now, if you're still having the same issue and you already test the gimbal on your friends, and we know the gimbal works, and we know the remote control works, and you're still not getting the details through on your app itself, then it could be this module here. This module here is what's responsible for the wireless communications from here to the Wi-Fi extender here, okay? So all this does, this transmits all your video signals, your data, your OSD stuff. All that information gets sent from here to the Wi-Fi extender, then that's pushed down to your actual mobile phone itself. So when you detach the gimbal, if you notice when you've, say, damaged your gimbal and you're taking it off, you don't actually see the wireless connection, because from past experience, is some of the wireless software is actually built into the gimbal itself here, and this is just like a video transmitter that transmits the information back. So when you take your gimbal off, you no longer see the wireless access point for the Phantom itself. And I've noticed on that because on my other Phantom I've got no gimbal on it. Since I've taken it off, this is still in place. It's still all powered in with its right cables, but you no longer see the wireless access points. So this is sort of part of the gimbal. So both of them together work perfectly. Okay, but yeah, so this is what could be the problem as well. And I'm not sure if you can actually buy this separately. So if yours is out of warranty and you're having this sort of issue, you can probably actually buy this unit now and install it, because it's very straightforward. You've got a connection here, a connection here. So if I get a bit close up to it so you can see. So you've got one connection there, one connection there. Then you've got your two antennae connections here, which is for your video signal. And then you can then unscrew this and then put it off the board, put the other one on, connect them back up again. And I've got a feeling there might be some double-sided sticky tape underneath this, as well as screws, I think, but not 100% sure. You have to play with that, because I've never taken this one off, because mine's always been okay, so not had an issue that yet I've actually replaced this. So I'm not sure how it's all connected on there, but I'm sure it's quite easy, because a lot of this is easy to take off anyway. So this could be what's causing the problem with the Wi-Fi stuff, not the extender. So again, my diagnostics will be, before you even take this lid off, is check your remote and extender out first on a friend's who has a Phantom, and if that works fine, then you can rule this out completely, including the Wi-Fi extender. Okay. If you're trying to rebind this back to your Phantom and it's not binding, then this is what could be the problem. It could be either that or the bottom bit. See, if you're sending it to me to repair, then I've got a spare Phantom. And the first thing I would do is bind your remote and Wi-Fi extender to it, take on your gimbal and plug it into my spare one and trying them out. If they all works perfectly, then we know the issue is this box here. But if there was an issue on my one, then we know it's the gimbal is a problem, not the remote on it and stuff. So I hope this is helpful, and I hope this is sort of something that will help you diagnose your problems, because this is one at the moment, one of my subscribers is actually having this type of issue. So when you do a hard reset, it doesn't necessarily reset the wireless stuff. Hard resets tends to wipes the firmware off the flight controller, allowing you to reinstall that latest firmware straight back afterwards. That tends to sort lots of issues out, but I don't think the hard reset will actually help with the Wi-Fi extender issue. You could try it, something you can rule out, you know, because there's no plans that DJI has published to say, oh, this is how you diagnose this, this is what this does, blah blah blah, you know, common issues, common goals. There's not much around there. So it's sort of a matter of try and error, like I do here. So hard reset tends to do the firmware on the Phantom itself. Doesn't seem to have anything to do with the wireless side. The camera's always up. The firmware for the camera is always updated through the SD card. So that's obviously a completely separate issue to the rest of this, basically. Otherwise, if the camera's all like interbuilt and with the Phantom itself, then that will be all taken care of through the software the normal way. But it's not. They're actually independently different. So yeah. So try those things out. Controller extender on someone else's first. Try the gimbal next on another Phantom. If they all work out fine, then it's this little puppy here. If the gimbal does the same thing on another Phantom when you plugged it into and test it, then you know it's the gimbal fault, not this part. So it's a matter of try and error, basically. If you've got no Phantom to try, then it's a bit more difficult because you can't diagnose problems. You can probably buy another range extender remote control and try and bind in those. And if they don't bind up, then you know it's probably this, or again it could be the gimbal, could be both of those causing the problem. So again, it finds it very difficult unless you've got a spare gimbal that you know that works, you can put on here to try things out. But other than that, if you've got issues like this and you've got no friend who has a Phantom to be able to say, can I just put some stuff on mine, you are welcome to send your Phantom to me, and at a fixed fee, 20 quid, I will diagnose this for you and tell you what the problem is. And if it is one of these modules or that, I'll do a quote for you, and it'll be up to you whether you want to say, yep, Jack, go ahead and fix it for me, all right? And I'm happy to do that. If not, I can just send it all back to you, as long as you cover postage, and then I'm happy. So as long as we can get this done for you in a day. But this is just a literal video to show you how I would try and diagnose this problem and get to the bottom of it. All right, so I hope this video is helpful. If it's helpful, do a thumbs up for me on below. Comment as well, and don't forget, if you've got issues, try not to comment on my comments. Just send me an email to my email address, which you know, it's Jack at DJI Phantom UK, with as much detail as possible, lots of photographs and snappies, so I can see from there. And what we'll do is we'll start looking at maybe doing some Skype calls, one-on-one sessions, to quickly nose over issues you have, because it's much more easier that way if I can see it. Or if you don't want to worry about getting into diagnostics and stuff, you are welcome to post it to me and I'll take a look for you. All right, until next time, fly safe, be safe, and see you in the next one. Cheers.